Hello, and welcome to the YouTube show. Yes, here we are at Mr. B's cottage garden allotment here in a very, very windy, sunny, wet and breezy South Derbyshire. And we'll start off today with the clematis, looking absolutely fantastic on this trellis. Got a bit of a problem with the sunshine, but I hope you can see clearly. It's one of those Montana ones and it's looking at its very, very best. Hope you're all right. Hope you're enjoying your gardening. Hope the storms and the wind haven't damaged your plants too much. So as we go along here, there's my buddleia. It's one of those, it's a red one I think. Oh, well, a cerise pinky red thing. Anyway, we'll go along here, and here we go. These are all my seedlings and lupins. My missus loves lupins, so I've got to grow a few for her. That is a peony that got rescued from somebody's garden that didn't live there no more. So I've given it a new lease of life. And here we go with the radishes. Hundreds and hundreds of radishes we grow. We love them in this house. So just got a load of seeds and throw them in here and up they come. These are the pumpkins, doing well now. I've brought them out. Bit wind damage, but they're surviving. Over here, the back three are cucumbers, and the first three here in these orange buckets are butternut squash. If we look into the coral frames, here we go, loads and loads of geraniums. Those there are zinnias, cosmos, more lupins for the wife. Those are more zinnias, they're tall ones, those. Cosmos, and those are small gaillardias. Moving along to this one. And we've got loads more geraniums, more lupins, more lupins. I won't plant them out till next year. If they survive the winter, there'll be massive plants ready for next year. So I'm going to leave them in the coral frames over winter. Obviously, the geraniums will come out soon once they start flowering, because all danger of frost is virtually past here where we live. So, like I say, there we go. Then there are all the seedlings. I will take a walk down the garden. So, here we go on our little bit of a patio. Not much of one, but we've planted a few of these rockery plants in here. There's a big clump my mother gave us, and we've decided to plant them in here, and they're going well. This has all come off one clump. If you look over there, more zinnias in a tub. And the missus absolutely loves hostas. So there we go, hostas. Believe me, as we go on this tour, you will see hostas. Another hosta in a pot. That there is an orange buddleia. We can't wait for that to come out because it's my favourite one. It's an orange buddleia. You get the little round balls, and it'll due to flower in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. So as we move along, there's a peony. Those at the back are rudbeckias, but I don't know what they're called. They're the giant ones. They grow about 8 feet tall. So I've split them up and stuck one there. That's some kind of shrub that flowers. I can't remember what it's called. This rose here was grown in a little pot when we moved in 5 years ago, and it was struggling. So I took it out the pot, put it in there, and just look at it. It's thriving. That's a Veronica plant. I've got them everywhere. They go like billy-o when they get going. You can't stop them and they spread, but they're great. And here we go. That's some ferns. And that's a cherry tree. That's edible cherries then. They're lovely and sweet. So when they start going red, I have to net them off to keep the birds off. That's an aster. That flowers in around September time. Lupins, loads and loads of lupins in this garden. So I'll just show you where we've just been. Get a good view. That's a pear tree. That's a conference pear. Another lupin. I think that's some kind of acer. I can't remember what it is now. That one there's a spirea. They have loads and loads of little white flowers. I think they're budding up right now, so it won't be long before they're in flower. And another lupin. There's a cosmos there which I stuck in last week. If you look there, those trees there are sorbis just coming into bud, into flower, sorry. And we'll look along here. And a cornflower plant, some lupins, and that one there next to the yellow shrub, those are echinaceas. There's a poppy there divided up earlier on and stuck him there, see what happens. And if you look there, that is a geranium, one of the pink ones, hardy geraniums. I'm just, as I walk past the, you can't really see, but it's a damson tree. It got absolutely hammered by the frost, but if I look hard enough I can see a few damsons survived. So you never know, might get a crop off there this year. And we'll walk along here. Plenty of lupins. There's a geum there ready to flower. And if you look at the back there, the wife likes hostas. And more hostas. There's a crocosmia. That's a lucifer, one of the tall red ones. Lovely bright red flowers. Another edible cherry. And just coming into bud there is a smoky bush. I don't know the proper name for them, but they have lovely dark red leaves and they're called smoky bushes. If you're back there, another one of them giant rudbeckias. They really do grow 6 or 7, 8 feet tall around September time. There's a red hot poker just budding up, and we've got a lupin there. Some more crocosmia, red hot pokers again, and I'll take you along here and we'll go into the allotment through the cherry trees. So there we go. Those are my Brussels sprouts. They are a bit close together. I grew extra and I couldn't resist not to throw them away, so I've left them as they are. So as we move along here, we've got radishes mixed with onions and lettuce. We've had loads and loads of radishes out of that bed. Absolutely hundreds of them. We love them. Those are the Stuttgarter onions. Coming on nicely now. Won't be long. Give it about another 4 weeks and they'll start swelling up at the bottoms and looking more like onions. If I go over to this bed, more Stuttgarter onions. And lettuce is in there. They're iceberg lettuce, I think. And if you look at the trees, that one's an apple tree. That one's an apple tree. And if we look hard enough, I'm sure we can see some apples on there if we can get into focus. 2 cherry trees here. These are cooking cherries, but we love them. Yeah, loads and loads and loads of cooking cherries off there. And we make them into pies, and then any spare, we give them away. Well, those trees have done absolutely brilliant. Every year we get full and full of cherries. If I move over to this bed here, I've just sown some beetroot seeds, the Bolt Hardy variety. So we'll see how they get on. Over here, I've got some turnips. These are the Milan ones, the purple top ones. And I've had a little check earlier on today, and they're just starting to form. So that's good to know. I'm happy with that. This tree here is a plum tree. I put it in 2 years ago and it's doing good. I think it's called Marjorie's Favourite or something like that. Rhubarb, I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pickings off that. That much, I give it away. Another pear tree there. Loads and loads of pears coming on that one. It beat the frost, so we did okay. Another apple tree. We have that much fruit in this garden, it's unreal. There we go, some summer fruiting raspberries. And I bring you around this way to the strawberry bed. These are Cambridge favourites. These are all off runners from last year. So I've put them in and they seem to be doing okay. There's a few strawberries coming on the flowers. I've put this membrane down because I have problems with strawberries rotting. I've tried straw, I've tried everything, but they always seem to get mouldy. So I'm trying the membrane version this time and see what happens on that. So that's mainly the veg plot done. I'll just take you over here because we've got some blackberries here, the thornless variety, and I forget what they're called now, but they're huge. We get some real good fruit off those. So this is the veg plot for the time being. I shall now take you back down to the garden and see what's growing on this side. Let's have a look. There's a hydrangea, it's one of them white ones. Has masses of flowers on it in the later summer. Another red hot poker showing. Those are hostas again. Another Crocosmia lucifer. A few shrubs in here. I think that one's called a Rose of Sharon. This one's coming into flower. I'm not very good on shrubs, but I know what lupins are when I see them. Plenty of lupins there. That's an ornamental cherry. Down there, that is a geranium, one of the blue ones, hardy geranium. And if we look down here, the lupins are starting to show buds now. That one there's a Rudbeckia. And if you look next to that cherry tree, the broom, it was in magnificent flower. It is just finishing now, it's just going over. This one here is a pineapple broom. It's one of those pineapple trees that have yellow flowers and they smell of pineapples. Absolutely beautiful they are. And if you look there, those are the iris just coming into bud, just starting to bud up. Another giant Rudbeckia there. I call them giant Rudbeckias because I don't know the names of them, but they absolutely grow huge and they're full of flower. Some red hot pokers there just poking up, you could say. And if you look at the back there, we've got some, that's a geum. Yeah, it's a geum, that one is. That's doing all right. More lupins, more red hot pokers, more lupins, more shrubs. And if you look in the background, there's a lilac. So I'll just pan around the garden to see where we've just been. I apologise for the wind, it's very windy here today, very, very windy. But as we look back at the herbaceous stuff again, there is some more geums. That red geum's doing well for itself. There's a yellow one there that's not opened up yet. This red one's just starting to open. More lupins budding up. Oh, that's another peony. I think that's a pink one. So we look down the garden again. And here we go with the lilac bush. I love the fragrance from lilacs. Absolutely beautiful they are. So we'll move along. More red hot pokers. More hostas. More Crocosmias. A bit more Veronicas there. That's a Rose of Sharon bush there. That comes out in bright yellow flowers. If we look, that's another Sorbis tree. Another lupin ready to burst into flower. It's a red one, that one. This one is an opal plum tree. Absolutely got blitzed by the weather, the frost. Knocked all the blossom off and made it go brown. But fingers crossed, you never know, something might come out. And if we look over here, here we go. A peony. This is my favourite peony of the lot. Always does well, this peony. And in case you haven't noticed, the wife stuck another hosta in the back. We like hostas in this garden, well, she does anyway. It's getting a bit windy now, so I apologise for any wind. The climbing rose is coming into bloom. This is the wife's department. It's more than my life's worth if I touch that. Loads more Rudbeckias coming through. And there we go, a buddleia. And look at these beauties. Yes, we've got delphiniums there. It's a purple one. I like the blue ones the best, but this purple one does well every year. Another red hot poker. And another Veronica plant. So I'll just give you a quick look at where we've just been. This is how the garden is, coming up to the end of May 2021. That's where we sit and have a beer in the sun, and when it's sunny at this side we have a beer on here. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'll do you loads more. Please, if you could just like and subscribe, I'll be very, very grateful. Or any comments or questions you'd like to know, just put them in the box below. Thank you very much. See you all next time. Bye bye.